JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 25th of April 2022. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Monday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page. So if you go here, click on this one, the JFD research, and yeah, it will take you to our page, which is updated on a daily basis. So yeah, check us out here, and yeah, I hope, and I believe you can find something useful here. Now, jumping into the charts, guys. So I'm gonna pick up on the instruments that I looked at on Thursday, because on Friday it was well, there were no videos, so no video of Traders Espresso. So looking at this Nikkei 225 here, basically, as you can see here, we've drifted nicely to the downside on Friday, and we fell back below this hurdle, below this 27,215 territory. Well, that raised a few eyebrows here, of course, and or maybe not, because the equities in general, the U.S. and the European equities, have been sliding. So yep, it seemed like Nikkei, it was just a matter of time for Nikkei to kind of follow suit. So looking at this, we fell back below all of these little tentative trend lines here, so probably can get rid of it, no longer needed. So we kind of played out, I would say this idea worked out half the way, because initially what I said, that if we pop above this 27,215 territory, I'll aim for some higher levels, initially aiming for these EMAs, but then my next target will be this downside line, which as you can see here, we kind of stalled half the way and reversed back to the downside. So in other words, mission was not accomplished. Need to kind of admit that. However, I mean, if we did kind of like, let's say, try to move, if you did enter a position, for example, here, always, guys, have your stop loss in place just in break even once, let's say, the position is up and running here and you're in profit. And for example, if you would, if you placed your stop loss somewhere around here, at least you managed to protect yourself against this move to the downside. So always have your stop loss in place, guys. I mean, but of course, and always risk what you are what you can afford to lose. So coming back to this, let's have a fresh look. So first of all, what's interesting here is that we drifted lower, yes, but we found support near this this low here, the low of the 18th of April, near the 26,571 level. And if we did break it initially, but as you can see here, we kind of stalled above it. We kind of came back above it and stalled above it. So let's put it this way, if you're looking for some lower levels, guys, I mean, even if we drop below this hurdle, still for me, the area that I'm keeping an eye on here is the lowest point, the current lowest point of April, which is around that 26,300 territory, approximately around here, guys. And if we do drop below this will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and potentially more sellers could join in. So keep that in mind. And for example, probably let me just highlighted here for our future reference. Now then, that's, like I said, this is the area that I'm going to keep an eye on. If we do break below this, then yes, this will confirm a forthcoming lower low. Shanghai Composite, very quickly on that one. Look at this beauty, guys. I mean, beauty for the sellers, of course. But either way, guys, I mean, when I talked about this, if you remember the whole of last week, I kind of in the beginning of last week, and I was talking about this being a possible descending triangle, which according to all the TA rules tends to break to the downside. Well, we got that break, and I would say mission accomplished here on this one, because my target was only around that 3064 level, approximately around here. Then I said that if we break this one, then of course my next level will be this lowest point of March near the 3023, but I didn't kind of expect it to, let's say, pierce through it straight away like this. But I was hoping maybe for a bit of a correction here, maybe a rebound a little. But again, this is one of those scenarios, guys, when you need to be very careful, because we are on a downtrend, and to be honest, right now, yeah, we could continue drifting further south. And if you're looking for a next potential good area of good area of support, well, let me just grab a line very quickly here. Well, of course, the thing that I'm watching here is somewhere around here, guys. So it's let me just zoom in here a little bit. So roughly around here. So this area, this the low of the 23rd of June, the low of the this 29th of June. So it's not really like exact level, I would say, because there are a bunch of good levels to watch. For example, this high, the high of the 9th of June here. So all that is kind of circling around. Let me just put this on the chart. So all this is circling somewhere around this area right here. Let me just grab this line. So this 2,955 approximately around here. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for next. If this area provides support, maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible, of course. If this fails to to hold, then the next target could be the low, the 12th of June here, which is, I think, that also the lowest point of June, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check this very quickly. No, the lowest point of June of 2020 is roughly around here, near the 2,872 level. So either way, guys, for now, let's go slowly, step by step. Of course, at some point there will be a bit of a corrective move back to the upside. However, at the moment, I'm just, like I said, I'm aiming for this 2,955 territory, approximately around there, and then we will take it from there. Now, the German index, DAX. So yeah, drifted lower on Friday, and yep, it kind of ended the trading session above this 14,100 territory. But I said before that basically keep your eyes on it, because if it gets broken, then, well, this could continue sliding. And to be honest, looking at the cash index right now, we can see that the index is roughly around that 13,890 zone. Yep, approximately around there. So basically we are below this hurdle, this lowest point of April, or should I say the previous lowest point of April. So for now, guys, or actually no, this is 13,887. Okay, sorry about that. We are just bang on that level, so we're kind of flirting, and I think that we are. Yes, we have already created. Looking at the cash index, yeah, we can see that there is already a move below this hurdle. So in other words, keep your eyes on this area, because basically it seems that this could be an important one to watch. And if we do drop and stay below that hurdle, guys, then yes, further declines could be possible. This will confirm a forthcoming lower low, and yeah, more sellers could join in. So a lot of things to consider here, a lot of things to think about, but at the moment, I would say, given that we are already testing this area, yes, there is of course a
chance that we could see a further move lower, but we need to see a clear drop below this hurdle. Now, what we could see today, maybe just a bounce around, maybe even a drop below this area straight away. But let's say by the end of the session, trading session, the European trading session, it kind of climbs back up and stays above this hurdle. Of course, first of all, we'll get ourselves a nice false little breakout, and then maybe, you know, it could just rebound and travel back to this downside line and form somewhat of a descending triangle for later on, and then, you know, and then on so on and so on. But at the moment, guys, yes, we are near this area. We are testing this area. So can we get a further move below it? I think we can. But will we see the closing candle today, or let's say the session trading closing below this area? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. I would say like this: as long as it remains below this hurdle, for example, today, then yes, I'll continue aiming lower, but I will have a very careful stop loss. IBEX 35. So this is quite interesting. If you remember when I said that if we do get this break above this downside line taken from the high of the 1st of November, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to aim for this 8,912 area first. As you can see, we kind of reached it, but just fell shy by a few points from, you know, actually hitting it. Yeah, that's why I always guys look at this very carefully, because again, you know, some of the levels can be quite important. And although you think that, you know, maybe this could be a game changer if this, let's say, downside line gets broken, well, as you can see here, we broke it, we traveled a little bit higher, and then yet the weakness came in, and we started seeing this one falling back below this downside line. Either way, guys, for now, let's put it this way: we can get rid of this downside line, no longer need it. There is still hope here for the buyers. They could step in somewhere around here near this upside line, taken from the low the 24th of March. And yeah, if we do get a hold up of some sort, maybe the bulls will be kind of, you know, attracted to this area. Let's say if we struggle to overcome this all these EMAs here in our daily chart and this upside line, if all this provides good support, then yes, maybe the bulls could you know, jump in a little bit. But given that we're seeing a bit of weakness, guys, I mean, to be honest, I will aim lower, especially if we break this upside line and then we drop below this 8,446 territory right here. Nasdaq 100. So beautiful decline, and then if you remember, I talked about this, guys, on actually throughout the whole of last week. What I said was that wait for this one to make a move outside of this range. Well, this range was roughly between the 13,789 level and the 14,265 territory. So we got a bit of a tease here, as you can see. On Thursday, we had a little false breakout here. So I hope you were careful here and waited a little bit, but there we go. We pushed higher, but we found resistance near this 21-day EMA. And look at this move, guys. I mean, it drifted back to the lower side of the range, and boom, cleared it and stayed below it. And well, this is what we got after that. We got that strong move. I said that I will be aiming for that 13,387 level. Well, mission accomplished. We've reached that. And if we took a look at the cash index right now, we'll see that it's drifting further south. So in other words, now if the index is able to stay below this 13,387 territory, well, my next target will be this lowest point of March near the 13,020 level, and that's what I'm going to be aiming for if the index continues to trade below this hurdle, this 13,387. Jumping into DXY, dollar index, very quickly. So look at this beautiful reversal here. Boom. Kind of went to this 21-day EMA, found some support near it, not exactly on it, but near it. And yeah, beautiful reversal here. Push above that 100.93 level. And well, now we need to search for a new possible resistance area. And to be honest, looking at this picture, it seems like this could be the case. The highest point of 2020 near the 102.99 level, or if you want, you can round it up towards the 103 zone. So that could be our next target, guys. If this, this buying continues here, the dollar is strong and mostly is seen as a safe haven. However, let's see for how long it can keep that status on, because well, there is competition on the market, and for now, like I said, yeah, we are aiming higher, but looking at this picture, guys, it's we need to be very careful. Let me just drag this one very quickly. There we go. Looking at this one, guys, I mean, we will aim for this 103 territory, but of course, first keep your eyes on this 102.21. That's the high of the 24th of March of 2020. Let's be very careful for now. Like I said, I'll aim for this level and then I will take it from there. Jumping into gold very quickly. So, of course, stronger, way too strong. The dollar, which is way too strong right now. I mean, it's not really working well here for the for gold. Although gold is also seen as a safe haven, but the dollar is a little bit on the stronger side, and there we go. We are seeing that drop below that 1915 territory. If we can stay below it, guys, yeah, I will continue aiming to the downside. And now we can draw this downside line right here. And if it continues to hold, or let's say if it remains intact, then in a way overall it could continue showing us the direction. Now, another thing that I'm trying to keep an open mind here, because even though let's say we do push lower here, but let's say at the end of the trading session today, or should I say US trading session today, if by any chance this commodity reverses back to the upside and stays above this 1915 territory, maybe we could be seeing here a possible descending triangle forming here. So basically what I mean here is we could see a rebound here from this area and a push back up, and then yeah, we'll see if this kind of actually ends up being somewhat of a descending triangle. But again, at the moment, this is just the second theory. The first one right now, I need to stick to the kind of the straightforward thing here is the fact that we are below this 1915 territory. If we can stay below it, then yeah, I'll aim for my next target will be this 100-day EMA, which is roughly, let me just grab this line here, which is roughly near this, in between this 1890 and 1895 levels. So that's going to be my next target if, like I said, if we stay below this 1915 territory. A quick update on WTI oil. Beautiful move to the downside here. Failed to, by the way, I mean, this worked out perfectly. Look at this level, the 108.70. I talked a lot about this level last week, and I said that wait for that move above it. And well, that's the reason why I said, because it found strong resistance around there, and look at this, it drifted back down, and most importantly, it drifted below this 101.60 level. So what I said before was that if we drop below this, then I'll aim for this next target is at 98.54 or this 100-day EMA here, and we drifted nicely to the downside. We kind of approached this, or should I say, I'm still aiming for this 100-day EMA. We haven't approached it yet, but we approached this 98.54 level. Now, if we continue to slide, I would say this way, that if it stays below this 101.60 territory, my next target is the 100-day EMA. And not to mention the fact that we have the upside line around here as well, but we'll get to that point if we do reach that level. Quick update on Litecoin now. Okay, so we broke this upside line. I talked last week about this. I said that wait for it and wait for that drop below this 101.74 territory. Well, a beautiful drop below this. This confirms a forthcoming lower low, and my next target is the lowest point of February near the 91.67 level. If, of course, we stay below this 101.74 zone. A quick update on AUD/USD. Look at this, guys. If you remember, I mean, back here in the beginning of April, we were around here. I was saying that, we'll be very careful here, and basically then I talked about this hurdle, this 0.7467. I said that if we break If we break below this, this could open the door towards lower levels, where my next target will be this upside line from which we rebounded. And when I said that if we rebound, yes, that's good, but wait for a push above this area, this highlighted area right here. Well, and this is exactly why I was saying that, because look at this. We traveled higher, we kind of ended up very close to this area and reversed to the downside. And look at this break of this upside line. Well, guys, I mean, this is just looking very, very bearish. However, we have approached my target, this 0.7165, and given that we have declined to the downside in a very short period of time like that, to be honest, I want to see what's going to happen near this hurdle, this low of the, or should I say, the lowest point of March, near the 0.7165. Yes, we're currently breaking below it, but that's happening way too fast, and maybe a bit of a rebound here could be possible. So today, keep your eyes on this hurdle. USD JPY. So now this one is, yeah, it's on one hand, it seems that it wants to drift lower. On the other hand, we have a strong dollar, so that's why it's still holding up here. Where, for example, like AUD JPY, these such pairs are drifting, excuse me, drifting nicely to the downside. Now, coming back to this, I would say it's still, as long as this upside line remains intact, guys, I mean, yeah, we will continue aiming higher. We have to, basically, but you know, I do understand that some of you are waiting for a nice correction here, but, well, keep your eyes on DXY, because the dollar right now is a little bit on the stronger side. USD CAD, look at this. I mean, boom, beautiful move. And once again, this highlighted area provided, excuse me, strong support. And look at this. I mean, we drifted lower and we broke this downside line. We pushed higher, and what I said before was that if we break this downside line, my next target will be around here, near this 1.2695 area, something like that. But we've cleared that as well. And to be honest, right now, if we continue to trade above it, I will aim for a further upside. So, in other words, for now, I'm positive on this. And the fact that oil continues to slide, that doesn't kind of make it good for the Canadian dollar. So that's why you have this beautiful combination of, you know, USD CAD kind of drifting heavily to the upside. GBP and ZD, very quickly on this one. So pushed above this barrier. Look at this. We finally traveled above this on Friday. Actually, that happened. So we traveled strongly above this highlighted area, but although we didn't really stay above this upper side here, this 1.9367, we stayed above this 1.9325. So, and yep, it's a bit of a battle here happening right now between the bulls and the buyers. Oh, sorry, the bulls and the buyers, the bulls and the bears. Yeah, if I would say like this, if we continue to trade above this highlighted territory, then my next target will be the 200-day EMA. I'm not going to drag this one way too much higher. And of course, if we draw my favorite Fibonacci right here, well, it's kind of, I mean, we could see maybe a test of this 50%, so maybe a jump above this 200-day EMA. However, to be honest, I would rather wait for a test of this 200-day EMA and then kind of take it from there. So for now, let's, like I said, let's aim for that. If we do overcome it, yes, that's perfect, that's great, but like I said, it's a little bit. I want to be careful. Certainly, it would be nice to see maybe a test of that 50% retracement of it on the Fibonacci, but let's be very careful for now. GBP USD, boom, there we go. Like AUD USD, this one, yep, sold off. And well, looking at this, I mean, the idea worked out perfectly. What I talked about, I said that this could be forming a descending triangle. According to all the TA rules, this tends to break to the downside, and it did. Beautiful move lower here, and we reached my target, the 1.2854. So, what's next? Well, the next target is the, as I mentioned also before, the lowest point of September of 2020 near the 1.2676 level. So, we are aiming for that, and I would say as long as we stay below this hurdle, below the lowest point of November of 2020, near the 1.2854, if we stay below it, then yes, like I said, I'll aim for lower levels here. GBP CHF. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is amazing. I talked about this and I said that wait for it, you know, because we were traveling higher. Keep your eyes on this upper side of the potential range, because now it's kind of confirming that. And I said that on Thursday. I don't want this to be, I wouldn't like to be this one to be a range, but again, you know, the market doesn't always do what we like it to do, what we would like it to do. So in other words, I would say mission accomplished for me, because initially I was aiming for this area around that 1.2264 zone. So need to redraw some levels here right now. So this one right here, the 1.2271, 72 zone, approximately around here. My next target is the 1.2284, the inside swing high of the 6th of April. And yeah, if that gets cleared, well, guys, I mean, you probably already understand where I'm leaning to. I'm leaning towards this lower side of the range, which is roughly approximately around that 1.2120 zone or 1.2121 area, maybe a little bit lower below that, or maybe we can even start considering the 1.21 area as well, just the psychological 1.21 zone. So yeah, either way, that's going to be my next target if we drop below this 1.2228 area right here, marked by the inside swing high of the 6th of April. EURUSD, very quickly on that one before I run out of time. This is a bit of an annoying pair. Like I said, I will continue looking at it, but this is my, like I said, second least favorite pair. Anyway, we broke this downside line. Okay, so we pushed higher. We pushed above this 21-day EMA. Wonderful. We made a move above this 1.3765. Great. But as you can see here, we are now drifting back down. However, there is still hope for the bulls to step in somewhere around here if we stay above this downside line, because it could now maybe act as a nice trampoline. So, and don't be surprised, for example, if this pair right now, let's say, drifts lower but above this downside line, and then at one point it will, you know, find some support somewhere and then reverses and pushes higher. Either way, I would say I'm gonna stay cautiously bullish as long as it stays above this this downside line, because then maybe we'll see a nice reversal here and a push towards this other downside line. But I'll get to that point later. But if it starts dropping below this 1.3522 area right here, now that's where, yeah, more sellers could join in. And finally, EURUSD also drifting lower, reached to target here. This well, actually, let me just zoom out. So we reached the lowest. Actually, the lowest, is this the lowest point of, yeah, the lowest point of April of 2020. We reached that. That's near the 1.0727. My next target right now will be the lowest point of March of 2020 near the 1.0636 level. That's what I'm going to be aiming for if we drop below this lowest point of April of 2020. So yeah, guys, and for the upside, oh, by the way, yeah, for the upside, I would prefer to wait for a push somewhere above this area, the 1.0945 level, approximately around here, and then, yeah, I'll consider the upside from there. But all this area right here, I mean, I don't like this. I mean, it could end up maybe being a range of some sort. So, because let's say, for example, if today this pair reverses back up, yes, we'll have this break, but it might be a false breakout here, and you know, and then it could drift back up here. So, be very careful for now. Like I said, I'm leaning towards the downside at the moment, but if the pair starts climbing back above this 1.07 57 territory, approximately around here, and stays above it, maybe we could see this one as a range, and then we'll have to reevaluate everything again. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate you joining in. Thank you very much for your views, your likes. Thank you for that. And if you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. Yep, for now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.